And we are going to talk about this, plus how we are handling things, what's happening in the market, a whole bunch of different things. Grab your questions, grab your coffee. Maybe you have leftover wine from the announcement yesterday. You might. Grab whatever you need. We'll be right back, and we're going to have a great conversation. All right, we are back. Welcome, Rebecca.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. We've got lots of people watching, actually. There's up to 12, 15 people, 13 people. This is great. So, good morning,
hello.
everybody.
Thank you for joining in.
Good morning. So, we're going to talk today about real estate. Talking about how real estate was before deemed essential, still is. We're going to talk about what are we doing to protect our clients, what's happening there, protocols, showings, all that kind of stuff. Virtual showings, open houses, all the things that we've kind of been going through, what's happening, even in the market, because the market's really tight. So we're going to talk about a lot of stuff today.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We'll make it as quick as we can.
Yeah.
But it's going to be good. So let's quickly talk about real estate. Why is it essential service? I think this is an interesting topic to start off with.
Yeah, I think many people always ask, how is real estate? And we've talked before, and if you've turned in before, people have been going a little bit COVID crazy and moved. And initially when the shutdown happened in March, we were deemed an essential service. And partly because if you move and if we were shut down, people could tentatively be or potentially be homeless. Yeah. And so that would be a strain, or people that are needing to make a move because of a job or something like that. Yeah. Or, there's some health, as people's lives transition, is unfortunate if someone's passed away or something like that, they're needing to right size or downsize in that way.
Well, and imagine if you've all of a sudden things stop, let's say yesterday, Kenney and the government, everything says everything's shut down, we're locked down, and real estate was part of that. I mean, if you have a possession next week and you were planning on making a move next week,
which I have two,
and
someone who's relocated from Texas,
that would be a gong
show.
show.
Yeah, and they have 4 kids, so they're not fitting in our house.
No, sorry, not coming to my house. But I think the big thing with that is this is why real estate is essential.
Right,
it is something that has to continue to happen.
Right.
And so with that. We're making, as a brokerage with Chamberlain Real Estate Group here, we're making some intentional decisions, things that we have to do with our clients, what our team is doing. So maybe let's jump into that. So I think some of the big things of how we're protecting our clients through all of this is there's a lot of forms that extra forms we got to fill out.
Yeah,
the
and
questionnaires that you see everywhere.
Right, but if someone on the phone sounds like they have a cold or sneezing, we're not going to look at houses.
No, but I think if any of you that are watching are considering making a move, or are looking at homes actively, whatever,
or looking to sell, I think meeting with sellers, some of it can be done virtually, but also when I've done appointments, wearing masks, hand sanitizing, no hugging. But I wasn't a hugger, when I met people initially for the first time anyway. So
you got out of it.
So I got out of it. So win
perfect
for me.
And it's just, I think it's just all those basic things, keeping distance. I think one of the big things that can be more difficult is making sure that you can't have large groups looking at houses.
Right.
So if it's you and your spouse and you have kids, please disclose that to your agent.
Yeah.
And let them disclose that to the seller and approve it. There are cases where agents this year have been fined because they didn't disclose how many people were coming in on the showing.
Right.
And all of a sudden there's 6 people there.
Right.
That's not normal. So now the seller gets really upset, complains. That agent, I think I saw some $3,000 fines.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, right?
So I think in anything, and how we've always tried, is communication is key.
Absolutely.
And you want to show your parent, you want to show family members sometimes, and sometimes that can be done virtually. I think sellers, that want their house sold, they just want people to know. So communication and just knowing who's coming is always good.
Totally. And I think another big thing is virtual showings, virtual consultations.
Yeah.
When this all happened, we switched really quickly. because of the technology that we have, that we utilize inside of our team. We were able to make that change really quick, which has been really beneficial for our clients, for our team, and that kind of thing. And so right now, if you are interacting with our team or talking with any of the agents, or even just other agents in the city, it's okay. Like, you're not going to be able to meet for coffees. You're not going to be able to meet for lunches. Like, that stuff has changed for the next 3 weeks or whatever is happening. Whether you like it or hate it, this is where it's at.
But I mean, it does give you at a showing. I mean, you're in a space where you don't have to be close and can have a good conversation, because I think that you just want to, have I think we're all a little starved for human connection. Yes. So being in a space and being able to walk through, I mean, we've sold many houses virtually. I think even this past couple weeks where someone, an agent has taken the client through
a virtual showing.
Yeah. But again, there's nothing, the senses of smelling a space and just being able to be in it is huge. So I think that, we're just doing that safely and giving people the opportunity for the next step, or even in their home with a consult for selling. Like, stagers are still able to come in with the masks on and just make sure things are moving along.
And I think the other thing too is we want to make you feel safe. So as long as you feel safe, if you want to have those virtual showings, those consultations virtually, we can do all that. And I think that's a really important point, because at some point you might say, I just want to see houses virtually, and then maybe the top 3 I want to go visit in person.
Right.
Do it. That's okay. We're game for that.
Right.
And I think a lot of agents in the city are game for that too. Not just us, but I can only speak for ourselves. So.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think, we're trying to move forward, and no one has a rule book of selling real estate or doing life in a pandemic. And I think that life stages, people are still having babies. I've gotten lots of those calls. People, there's been relationship shifts. There's lots of changes. People needing a smaller space. So I think that we want to meet people where they're at.
Totally. Two more things quickly to chat about too is open houses and just the market in general.
Yeah.
And so I think with open houses, so AREA, which is Alberta Real Estate Association, they kind of govern things. There's different boards, committees, blah, blah, blah. Regardless of getting into it.
Like anything.
Yeah. So they basically said, we're allowed to have open houses, one family group through at a time. And as of today, that's still the case, but we could see that changing in the next 48 hours.
Right.
We haven't heard from them yet, but that could change. And so some of the things that, again, we're going to do, even this morning as a team, we're going to talk about doing some virtual open houses, doing some online stuff, some blitzes, maybe do 5 and whatever.
And just get people engaged, because there is, I think that's the hardest part of this, Jason Kenney's announcement while we were, everyone's Facebook post had them with a glass of wine in front of the TV or their computer was for 15 minutes. Yes.
Come on, 15 minutes.
Was that like, how do we move forward when we're not used to being told to sit still? So I think that's something is like, still reach out. Sometimes it's just checking where the market's at or what a community's doing. I think overall, even when I'm talking to agents across Canada, there is, overall is a shortage of inventory, mostly because people don't like to move in uncertainty, and that's been happening. So for sellers, there's a huge opportunity. And two, the baby boomer community is staying in their homes longer. So there's not this, you're getting a lot of media of, if there's foreclosures, et cetera. But I think that, just life stages and cycles of people is not being talked about as much. So
yeah. Well, and it's true. So all those move up houses that people that are in their 40s with families or late 30s that want to move up into something else, there's not a lot of inventory.
Right.
Like you said, like baby boomers who are now in their 60s, age, kids gone, are actually staying in their houses.
Right.
They like it.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we want to be in those. And so it's a funny time right now with the market. It's a funny phase. It's a funny world. And there are some pockets of the city that are just moving like crazy.
Yeah. And others.
Crazy high demand, super low inventory. Something comes on, it'll probably sell for, I don't know, 10, 15 more than it could have
Yeah.
a while ago. I don't know when. But.
And even condos, like I was doing a search for someone out of town, and there's not a lot of condos that are 1,000 square feet that are in a certain price range. So, so those are all things. And I think that really is just having a strategy and giving us a call and connecting just to kind of see where you're at, because everyone's story is very unique, and it's not one size. It's not a shoe size. Totally. So yeah, it's good to connect and have that conversation.
Yeah. So if you are seeing this on a page of one of our agents, or if you're seeing this on YouTube or Facebook, we kind of streamed it out to a whole bunch of places because we really want to get this message out that real estate is still happening. We have been essential. We got a comment. Hello. And so we are still in this place of helping you guys move forward, figure this out if it's something that you need.
Yeah.
We're not, I can speak for us again, for our team. We're not here to sell you. We're here to help you. And ultimately, at the end of the day, we want to help you transition to a fantastic next home. That's what you need.
Yeah.
Right.
I think having a strategy and just talking it out and having a plan is so key. And, do I buy first? Do I sell first? How would this look maybe next year? There's lots of different scenarios. So would love to connect on that regard.
Yeah, no, it's good. And you're welcome, Josh. Appreciate the message. Well, Rebecca's here too. Come on. It's not just me. Well, I was on camera. Now I'll be on camera. Is that better? Anyways, thank you everybody for this. Be safe, be well, stay apart. I don't like saying that, but it is what it is.
Physically, but I mean, I think connection is key. I think calling more people and just saying hello is so key. If you think of how many people you used to see in a day, I think that we're all longing just to hear someone else and just, talk, and not necessarily, no one wants to talk about COVID. Talk about your Christmas tree decorations or your gingerbread house or something.
Or how your Christmas tree's lights didn't work. Yeah. And then we rushed out to Canadian Tire and it was a gong show all night.
Yeah. Things you do for your kids. Things you do
for kids. Oh, and Josh said you are his favorite.
Oh, thank you, Josh.
There you go. Just didn't want to hurt your feelings. Are you kidding me? Man. Well, on that note, we are out. Thank you, everybody. If you have questions, comments, we'll watch this feed. Reach out to the agents on our team. But we're open. We're here to help. We're here to help figure this out. Keep you safe all at the same time. And that's what we got. Any last thoughts?
No. Have a great day.
See you guys.